show at the TV Choice Awards at the Dorchester Hotel in London. The ITV1 show took the award in that category for the second year in a row. So, should we have a look at some of the front pages?
Time for a quick look at the front pages.
Well, no Andy Murray on anything, because obviously that happened overnight, didn't it?
A bit early. He's actually on the back,
of
The Guardian, but yeah, too early before his win. It's very much about the last hurrah, as The Guardian says. That incredible aerial shot there of around 1 million people on the streets of London to celebrate our Olympic and Paralympic achievements. The Daily Mail, fantastic picture of Jessica Ennis with her gold medal there. Thanks a million, and some of the million people behind. And also a similar picture, or the same in fact, on the Daily Express. And also their top story, simple way to beat diabetes. They say that a change in diet could work wonders there on the Express. On
the front of the Sun, it just says simply, thank you, with that great picture. Catherine Jenkins there in the middle of that, all the athletes there. On the front of it's a special souvenir edition of the Daily Mirror. Look at that. Isn't that a fantastic shot there, Matt? Thanks a million. Huge crowds cheering, and Jess Ennis in the corner there as well. And on the front of the Telegraph, there you go. That's the rowing team there trying to take even more attention for themselves if it wasn't enough winning all those goals. But they were trying to do a pyramid on one of the floats. Slightly dangerous, I thought, but...
They have great balance, though.
Yeah, they do.
If you've been in one of those rowboats, my God. It's hard to stay upright. Anyway, to have a look through the inside pages, joined now by former News of the World editor Phil Hall and broadcaster Felicity Barr. Good morning, to you both. Phil, we're going to change tack a bit here, and no pun intended. Acupuncture can help pain. Absolutely. I mean, acupuncture is an effective treatment for chronic pain and should be a referral option for GPs. So why are GPs not referring it is the suggestion here. It's American research. A lot of people say it's a placebo effect. You know, once you've been prodded by a few needles, you're going to feel better because you want to probably not have a few needles in you again. But I think the point here is, you know, there's a few sort of doomsayers saying, well, should we or shouldn't we? You know, the option is drugs, you know, and the drugs have obviously all sorts of side effects. You can get addicted to them. So many older people now, you know, in pain are just popping pills all the time to try and avoid it. And if there's any sort of method, whether it's placebo or not, why not try it?
Why not give it a go? It's complementary, isn't it? That's what they talk about, complementary. It should be taken alongside conventional drugs. Isn't that what it's all about?
I was talking to Dr. Hillary just before we came on, actually, and he already does it himself in his surgery. So I think, you know, the more forward-thinking doctors are already trying it.
And if it works for you, then who's to say don't do it?
Absolutely. Reflexology, all of them.
I've had acupuncture, actually, and it does feel quite strange. It doesn't hurt. It sort of tingles a bit when the needles go in, but it worked for me as well.
And it can be very quick, can't it? I mean, you can. I've had it in the hip, where you go in feeling really stiff and uncomfortable, and come out feeling. If that's placebo, I'm buying into it. I'm buying into it.
Absolutely. What else have we found? This is in which paper? This is the Daily Mail. You've seen, Felicity, about babies.
You might be quite interested in this particular one.
Both of us.
Both of you. Yeah. The headline is, "Let your baby cry itself to sleep. It'll sleep for longer, and so will you." Now, this is the age-old debate, isn't it? When your screaming baby in the middle of the night wakes you up, do you rush instantly to console it, or do you allow it to have controlled crying? And this has been debated for years and years and years. Now, this new study that comes out of Australia is saying it will have no long-term mental effects on your baby, and in fact makes you less stressed, and then obviously your baby less stressed. They do stress, however, that it's for babies over the age of 7 months, so not under 7
right.
months.
Sorry,
yeah, so mine's only tiny.
So a bit later on.
Yeah, I worry about if the baby's crying, and you think, I do think, you know, you could leave them to cry for a little while, and you know, but you do worry about waking everybody else up in the house.
Well, that's the point.
You know, so you were saying
I was saying just before we came on, I've got a baby, but I've also got a 13 and 11-year-old, and they're facing school exams.
Yes.
And you can imagine they're up wandering around the house, oh, Poppy's woken us up again. So in the end, you know, you have to be sort of pragmatic, don't you? And I think controlled crying is a sort of happy medium, really, isn't it?
I know someone who used to drive around all night with their baby in the car, all night, getting no sleep, but just to get the baby off to sleep.
Well, there was a guy, wasn't there, who invented Starbucks, did that, and without crying, you know, baby crying, he wouldn't have done it. He was driving it and started saying, "No, I couldn't get a coffee anywhere." So.
And people go walking their dog in the middle of the night as well. It's a funny enough, Phil. That's a story. Another story.
This surprises me in the Telegraph. They're saying that actually, so many of our parks and open spaces, particularly in London, they're saying here. Actually, you're not allowed to walk dogs there.
I didn't know that,
I didn't know that. They're saying that Islington is one of the areas. I used to live there. I mean, the parks and open spaces are full of dogs, and also, you know, many dogs are the only companion of an old person, or they're there because, you know, people need protection and need to have a dog. It's not necessarily a choice thing. They didn't say you can't walk in the local park. I mean, fouling the park is one thing. And clearly, if that's happening, they should be sort of, why do you look at each other? You've got
Well,
dogs.
because Matt and I were talking about this, and Matt doesn't like the idea of dogs pooping
No,
everywhere.
I think
do
you should have dog-free
I
areas
was going to
for
say, can't
kids
you
to play in.
segregate it?
Yeah.
Can't you segregate a big
Although I
park?
think that children need to be around dogs. You know, like otherwise you get scared of them. I was quite scared of dogs when I was little, but
Well, that is true, though, of course, playgrounds are not allowed in because,
No, of
because of
course.
fouling them. But you're right, there should be segregation, there should be space for all. The trouble in a place like Islington is there isn't that much green space. So if you're then going to say you can't take dogs there, well, maybe you shouldn't take crying babies there either.
Maybe you shouldn't have a dog.
or babies.
Thanks very much indeed for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.
Pleasure.
Now, still to come,